I'm here with Jessica Bellef. Hi, Jess.
Hi, James.
It's very exciting. You will know her as a teacher, a stylist. You've been the head of styling for Temple and Webster for how long now?
8 years.
8 years,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
You would have seen her work gracing some of the largest design magazines around the country. You're incredibly busy, but now you're an author as well.
Oh my God.
Individual, it's your brand new book. Tell us about the idea behind the book.
I think we all deserve to live unapologetically in homes that reflect who we are. I think that's important that our spaces reflect our values and our experiences because that makes that space more nurturing and it creates kind of a stable environment where you can be your true self.
Yeah.
I am such a fan of, the magazines and scrolling Pinterest and Instagram.
We all are, yeah.
Till the cows come home. But I think sometimes too much aspiration can get us down. And I think, a lot of the time we look at these images and think that doesn't look like my house, or I don't see myself in that. So I wanted to create this beautiful document of how we live, and I especially made sure that all the homes were completely different and that the people represented were, different in, whether it was the different family structure or sexuality or whatever it was, that, there was something for everyone in the book.
Well, you talk about the people in the book, you interview individual people, you go inside their homes, and every home is quite different, but it really does reflect the personality, and I think that's what you're saying. We look at so many homes these days that are a cookie cutter, and they're sometimes so more staged than styled.
Yes.
And these homes are styled, but with items from the owners, things they've collected and found and put together to reflect who they are.
Yes, and that was the beautiful part of the process of getting these photographs with photographer Sue Stubbs. I didn't, as a stylist, we often will bring things into a space, props, etc., to bring that space to life. In these homes, it's purely all their own stuff, and because they love their homes so much and the homes give them joy, they have styled the houses themselves in this incredibly intuitive way that just makes the spaces so warm and layered and interesting. So for a photographer and a stylist to walk into these spaces, it was this beautiful experience of just sort of going, maybe I'd have to tweak something, and just sort of go, okay, well that, maybe like that. Yeah. But we never rearranged or added.
I love the word that you use, layered, because it is definitely layered. People layering with their time and experiences and the story of the family that's in the home. Yeah. I think it's a big mistake, isn't it, when people think they have to try to aspire to this almost clinical showroom look.
Yes, I think the word autobiographical is one that I really love in relation to explaining what these spaces are like. They tell a story. And I think, there are more minimal spaces within the book, and then there are sort of very much, the very layered, overlaid, which both, I think, they've managed to just create these spaces that tell their own story.
What I really love too is though that a lot of people get lost in how to put things together, and I'm constantly looking at books and magazines and travelling around to get ideas myself, and we do this as our job. Yeah. So for people at home who don't know, the book is also filled with steps and ideas of how to put things together, because there's a difference between staged and styling, and these homes are styled by the owners.
Correct. Putting
together beautiful mixtures and little vignettes of their own items.
Yes. With my teaching experience, with the work I do with Temple and Webster, the magazines and the schools, we can sometimes fall into just having, the right and wrong way to do things, and I don't think that at the core of it, creating a warm, welcoming space is about, a black or white sort of response. And the way that I approached the how-to content in the book was to create more guidelines rather than like, you must do this, you can't do this, because I think that kind of language scares people off. And I want this book to be something for you, whether you're into the world of interiors or not. And I think that I'm quite proud to say that I think I have achieved that.
Well, you can be proud. I think it's beautiful. I think when we look at so many books and that this is individual, it is unique, it's a great book. I love that there's so many insights into real people's homes, but also guides for people who don't know how to do it to help them recreate the spaces. So it is fantastic and you should be very proud. Where can we get a copy of the book, Jess?
All good bookstores, online, walk down to your local shop. I'm sure it'll be there. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So full of information, so it's perfect. And Jess, thanks so much for joining us. You are definitely one very talented individual.
Thanks, James, and thank you.